I believe we are going live soon. Oh, we are ready, I believe, right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cuphead race, the bracket stage of the weekly races, the match between SBDWolf and Justin. This is going to be a bingo race, which is extremely exciting. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, the brawl is surely brewing, as we say in Cuphead.
Yeah, with me, I got Kaleva Nehera.
Not to see.
It's going to be a really interesting race between those two because, for me, it's always nice to see, players that are trying really hard, like Justin. Like after the tournament that we had in March in Speed Gaming, Justin has been grinding in this category, right? This game, I should say. And he's been improving a lot, going up against, of course, one of the best players that we have in Cuphead. It's going to be a really nice challenge, but the bingo will make things a little bit fair, I guess.
Yeah, this is going to be definitely an interesting race. Like Wolf has experience in lots of categories, but in bingo, I guess not like everything can happen.
An interesting thing to say about these two players is the fact that they have been, they are the only players throughout the weekly races that have been participating in every single category, in every single race. So it's another cool thing. Yeah, that's another cool thing these two guys share. Yeah, as I said, we had 16 players throughout the whole 9 weeks of the weekly races, and these two were the only ones participating in every single one. Justin and some of them didn't really do as well as Wolf, but Justin is a guy who mainly focuses on the current patch So we had a bunch of like legacy categories. One gun categories like restrictions that can be a bit weird sometimes.
I think Justin actually like improved a lot in and showed that he can play in various patches in this game. Like I think he broke the sub 30 mark on Legacy, which is quite impressive as well.
Yeah, true. We had after that tournament, we actually had a lot of players like improving significantly. So that was actually really good. And the weekly race actually made a lot of improvement for a lot of players. As I think the race is on the way. No, it's not, but it's gonna be soon. The bingo, something to tell about the bingo. This is gonna be a double bingo, so that means that they're gonna have to clear 2 rows, 2 lines, I guess, in order to clear to finish the race, finish the run. You can see the bingo card on screen. The players don't have it revealed. As soon as the race starts, they will reveal it. And the bingo is something that we've been working for quite a long time. And it has reached, this is the first version, so there are a couple of mistakes, but definitely there's going to be an improvement coming up on the end of July. So I'm really hoping to see the 2.0 version, I guess.
Yeah. Shout out to TwoCPlus, who was, I believe you were the one who was like working on this bingo really hard. So shout out to you.
It was a collective. It was an effort by many people, including Mr. Dino himself. He did a really good job, and the race is on the way right now. So you see Justin immediately starting. Wolf took a little bit. Actually, I'm pretty sure he just looked at the card before he started. So he will be back, of course, to the run. But you know, when you reveal the card, you have to analyze the card. You know, see the goals, see what you have to do, what you don't have to do, what is like the fastest one. And the bingo is all about the decision making on the fly. Like, kind of what you've been telling me that in the race that we had in the weekly races, you were a bit like overwhelmed, I guess, by the amount of info. What do you have to say about the bingo?
Exactly. Like in bingo, like top players are able to make decisions quickly, and well, they can like make really good decisions quickly, and that's basically what's really good in this category. A really great ability to have. It's not like regular speedruns.
So because it's a bingo, the race is gonna be like all over the place, I guess. The runs are not really gonna be synced. They're gonna choose like different goals, right? You see right from the beginning, Justin went to the tutorial. He picked up that coin, and Wolf just like rushed the running levels, whereas Justin like went to the first one.
He's trying to do the forest forest on Pacific. So
yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunate death there for Wolf. Pacifist is by far like one of the hardest goals, I guess, in the bingo. It's not like super hard, I guess, but you know, it can be a bit problematic. As you can see from the card, we have another goal that says don't have 20 deaths until like aisle 3. So doing the pacifist running guns can be a bit problematic. Like if you have a lot of deaths, you might not meet that goal. So hopefully Wolf will not really have that many problems as Justin takes down the first boss.
So I wonder which goal Wolf is going for, because there's run and gun pacifist no damage on row 4 column 5, but I don't see any other run and gun pacifist goals right now. Do you see any, Tuesday?
Yes, on row 4 there is one that says you have to do 3 pacifist runs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he's probably going to go either for row 4 or column 3. So right now, I'm pretty sure that
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he's gonna like choose the pacifist no damage right here in the Tree of Trouble. This is like by far the easiest level,
Yeah,
not to get
definitely.
hit. So he's gonna go for this one, I believe, without
Forest
damage.
Voice is very problematic because of the edge clip and the acorn machine in general. Like, no damage run, the edge clip isn't a possibility, so you will have to just pull out that weird parry over the acorn machine if you want to do it with no damage. Wolf
Yeah,
is
you can,
doing really good job right now on the Tree of Trouble.
yeah,
Let's see if he can get it first try.
you can see like those enemies kind of like gave him a little bit of trouble there. But Tree of Trouble, if you like play a little bit safe, you won't really have that big of a problem. So he opted to just like not take the hit, of course, that rather than risk the fast strats. In the meantime, Justin is like, let's see if he, okay, Wolf got the no hit, no damage pacifist goal, and Justin finished Ruby and Croaks with P-Shooter. From what I understand, Justin is going to go for the goal that will require him to reach IL3 doing low percent stuff.
I
So
believe
it's a
he
really,
cleared the Ruby and Crocs on simple, by the way. So
oh yeah, you're actually right.
yeah.
He's doing goals on simple because in bingo you don't have to to clear the levels on the regular difficulty in order to advance to the next aisles. The
Yeah.
only requirement to do the regular stuff is to get the contracts and actually fight King Dice and the Devil, of course. But probably those two would not, at least Justin would not go for the regular ones. I'm not sure what Wolf will do actually, since he's buying weapons that he's probably going to use.
Wolf going for that dialogue skip. He gets it.
Yeah. Right, he actually got both charge and spread, which is like the best weapon loadout. So that means he's not gonna go for the reach IL3 without any upgrades, and also he's gonna fight a lot of the bosses. Like, you know, he's gonna fight all the bosses with weapons, so he's not gonna go for the reach IL3 without any upgrades. He's fighting them all regular, which means he has King Dice on his mind, or probably Devil. We'll see.
By the way, Justin just cleared his first goal. And it's defeat 3 bosses on simple, so...
Oh yeah, you're right. But,
we can see something that Justin is starting to go for, apparently.
Yeah, in the meantime, Wolf didn't actually mark the pacifist on damage. He did it, but he's gonna mark it, I believe, when he finds the chance to do it.
Yeah.
Justin right now goes for the pacifist on the first volleys. I don't know exactly what his route was. Like maybe he changed his mind. Maybe he found like the 3 pacifist rounds road to be easier. So you know he's gonna go for it.
Actually, there's obtain 3 pacifist rounds on column 3. So I would say that Justin goes for column 3 at least.
But in the middle, you see he has the goal to actually clear a plane with just whetstone. So that is going to be a really difficult goal for Justin if he goes for it.
Maybe Justin has practiced it a lot, so we will see what happens.
That's true. As Wolf clears the frogs, nicely done there. I believe he did it on simple, so... Yeah, okay, Wolf is not gonna go for King Dice or the Devil. I believe he just like made a mistake and he clicked root pack on the regular.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's gonna go for
it's not like a huge time loss or anything, but...
Yeah, the root pack is really easy boss, of course, really fast. Justin gets second death now on the running gun level on first volleys. Yeah, so the bingo is all about like realizing what is like the fastest way, I guess you can go through like the goals, right? Going to King Dice and Devil requires you to fight all the bosses from regular, whereas like some of the goals are really good in like triple bingo scenarios, where, for example, you have to do a King Dice goal or a Devil goal. In a double bingo, you probably will end on IO3. I believe this is like the furthest you can go, but I believe you can finish IO2 as well if you get really lucky.
Yeah. And Justin clears the Forest Follies on Pacifist. And I think Wolf actually got clapped by Goopy Legrand on Simple, which is very interesting to see. Goopy taking another soul.
Yeah, even Gods played, I guess, against Goopy Legrand, even on Simple. I don't know, maybe he was like really used to the regular patterns, right? So he got clapped by the jumps, I suppose. Okay, so now Wolf in downtime he marks the pacifist no damage. Okay, so interesting thing to notice here, because everybody will be like, what is Justin doing? In double bingo races, we allow the fresh expert glitch, which Justin set up right now. What he did was he entered an existing save file that has expert completed. He switched to expert in that specific fight, and now he's gonna wait. Yeah, and now he's gonna go fight a boss on expert. There we go. Alright, let me see here, because
I would guess that Justin is going for S ranks from row 1. Row 1 isn't actually too bad, so we will see what Justin does, but that would be my guess.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see. And so we have like some changes here on the go. It's a little bit weird.
Yeah, Dino's trying to set up something apparently.
Yeah. Justin finishes Hildeberg on Simple. It's gonna go now to Cagney. I believe we had reverse streams, I believe. So what Justin was doing, it was like Wolf, and what Wolf was doing, it was Justin. So now it's probably fixed, if I'm not mistaken. I'll ask Mr. Dino about that. As Wolf finished the root pack on Expert, he's gonna go for the gold that Calabas said, the Gather 3S on like each of the aisles.
Yeah.
Smart choice for the root pack, by far like the easiest one.
Yeah, there really isn't anything too hard about grabbing those parries and taking no damage, so definitely that's one boss you should go for that one objective. And Wolf is fighting Cagney Coronation.
Okay, yeah, the streams were switched, the names were switched as well, so there was no confusion. Never mind. It was just too much the colors of the bingo, so I apologize for that. We are back normal. Don't worry about it. So Justin is doing the mausoleums right now, and Wolf is gonna fight he's gonna go to aisle 2, I believe. He made a choice there. He unbinded a specific
he's going
key.
to grab a coin.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting because I believe he wants the coins probably to buy weapons.
There was one objective, yeah, there's one objective that you will have, requires buying every weapon, because you will have to use every weapon's EX.
Yeah.
So, I would guess he goes for that one.
Yeah, apologies for Justin not showing up. His stream is down, but he will be back eventually. As SBDWolf now fights.
I think Wolf got a little bit surprised by that gumball machine.
Yeah.
Because, well, when you load up to the Baroness fight on Simple, like, I believe everyone forgets about it if you haven't played it in a while. Like, that gumball machine, usually an expert and regular, he doesn't, like, roam all the way to the left side of the screen, so you don't have to worry about that. You can just hang out there on the left side of the screen.
Yep, that is true. As we see, Wolf plays probably one of the hardest fights on Simple.
Yeah,
in a relatively relatively safe way there in the last phase. That makes sense for a race and a bingo, I guess. Especially if you had some deaths beforehand, you want to make sure you don't have. You meet the goal for the 20 deaths before IL3. You might not go for that specific row, but it's good to know that you have that, I guess.
Yeah.
Even though she's probably gonna go for it, but just saying.
Justin is going for the pacifist run and gun with no damage as well here, I would guess. And yeah, he just fell off that platform, unfortunately, so he instantly restarted the level. Let's see if he has better luck this time. And Wolves moves on to the second boss on aisle 3. Aisle 2, I mean.
I apologize. There are some technical difficulties because so we're making sure everything works correctly now. I believe both runners are pretty much going to go for the same stuff. Justin got hit, so he might like change his. No, he's going to retry. Maybe he wanted to change like on the fly, do the pacifist goals. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, in the meantime, Wolf fights the Jimmy fight, as Kaleva said.
I didn't check if Wolf is still on symbol. Yeah, he is on symbol. So he won't be fighting the devil in this run.
Yeah, it seems like
Justin's still on 3 HP, on 3 top trouble. Let's see if he can clear out the damageless pacifist run and gun here.
I believe Justin will clear there. Let's see, he's looking really good. All he needs to do is dodge that
big jump.
Big jump.
That's it.
Nicely done there. Yeah, really good job there for Justin. And both runners have done both stuff right now. Both goals, the same goals, I should say. So that's actually pretty cool.
Let's see how Wolf handles the Beppy's final phase on simple. As well as Baroness fight, Beppy is quite weird on simple, because you can't do your usual stuff that you do on regular, because on regular you can just hang below the horses in this certain pace, but on simple you can't do that, so it's a little bit different, but Wolf handled it pretty well.
Yeah, he had the HP, played a little bit safe there. You can do ducks and use spread shot there. Not the optimal strat, I guess, but when you do get the yellow horse, you can't really do anything else with those.
By the way,
weapons.
I believe we have a chance to listen to Quartet song in a bit if Wolf goes for that certain goal.
Oh yeah, you are right. There is a small chance we get to hear that song. Exactly. Not something that we see in the speedruns.
Yeah.
So it's a really nice goal, really easy goal, of course. That's why we ranked it as one of the easier ones. It's good to know that, to mention this, that this bingo card is made by, we have 50 goals in the card, and each tile that you see from the 25 has like a difficulty rating. So every single goal was rated from 1 to 25. So, the bingo is going to be balanced. And by the way, SBDWolf is taking a really aggressive approach, and he's like using.
Wolf is currently on a really good pace on this run and gun level, and I believe he got a pretty excellent time here. Let's see it.
Yep, 53.
53 seconds. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
and he handled that problematic robot part of the run and gun really well. And in the meantime, I think Justin is trying to clear out Hildeberg without killing minions. And really unfortunate thing happened because I don't know if you saw it too, see, but there was minion off screen that he accidentally shot with an EX, so that was very unfortunate.
Now, the really interesting part about this goal is it's really difficult to execute when you use an EX. And Justin, when I suggest for everyone who tried to do this goal to not use any EXs, because a lot of the times you will hit a minion that is about to enter the screen. Now, a question that Island Walker asked in chat is like, why the Wolf did do this run and gun. I believe he's doing it to collect coins, because he might want to go for the goal that says that he has to use an EX with each weapon, so he has to buy all the weapons for it. Another reason he might want to do this is because he wants to buy a charm, and he has a really unfortunate death in Wally. It happens sometimes.
I think he had an EX ready, but something happened and he didn't have a chance to use it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Another thing that is cool to mention is that he might want to go for the octopus skip. So if you want to do the octopus skip, you will need to buy hearts. At least one heart, I guess, which is going to be a little bit difficult. The other option, of course, was to actually clear Mausoleum 2. But clearing Mausoleum 2 is a little bit slower, I guess, than actually doing an extra running gun.
Yeah. And Justin cleared the Hilda now without killing any minions, so he gets to mark that goal. And he's moving on to... I'm not sure where, but I believe he's moving on to the second island pretty soonish after Cagney fight.
Yeah, Cagney fight first, then he's gonna go for it. So let's see what...
just asked a question in SRO that weapon EX doesn't include plane, right?
Oh, let me answer that real quick. Oh yeah, apparently Wolf didn't really meet one of the goals. There was a restriction goal that says don't use any EXs for IL2. That was the question that he made in SRO chat. He missed that one, so he's not going to be able to complete that goal. I don't know if that messed him up, if he was going for roll 4, but yeah, that's quite unfortunate that he used an EX. The runners know that... Yeah,
which goal are you talking about?
It's the first goal in row 4, column 1. Says don't use any EX on IL2. A restriction goal that is kind of difficult, but the runners know they have the tools to actually mark them that way that they don't forget. But I don't know if he forget it or it was intentional. But now he's gonna clear IL2, reach IL3 without any extra deaths other than 20. So with that, he's gonna be completing that goal. He's gonna go back to IL2 to continue with all the other shenanigans, which includes Quartet. The reaching IL.
And there he goes.
Yeah, he's gonna listen to the song. I'm gonna leave it.
Why not take a quick break? Tune the radio.
Oh, do you have to listen the full song? Or
from the old banjo.
Okay. That makes sense.
Practice your Lindy Hop Bum 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 bum, and maybe later sing with your barbershop. Why
enjoy
not
this
take
beautiful
a
scene.
little quick break and come back for more?
Justin fighting the Baroness on
Then
simple.
come back for more.
Interesting one again.
Please come back for more.
Unfortunate damage and okay, Justin is going for mausoleums as well. So Peter used the super number 1 that we don't see quite often in speedruns in general.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what he's gonna opt to. As Wolf cleared the goal, of course, with the barber. He bought stuff now from the shop as well, so he's gonna go for probably Octopus Kit, I would say. But first, of course, he's gonna go for Farmhouse Tribesman Pacifist.
This one's quite easy on pacifist, I believe. There's some parts that can be kind of tricky, I think.
Now the thing is, he used an EX on IL2, so he's not gonna be able to clear roll 4. So I don't know why he opts to go for this pacifist running gun. I mean, he can pick up the coins, of course, which he's gonna need if he wants to buy the weapons, to use the EXs for the weapons. But I don't know, I guess he just wants to clear it. Oh wait, let me just tell him that he did not meet that goal.
Yeah, that's quite unfortunate.
It's not really gonna be that big of a deal, I guess. He can clear row 5, column 5, of course, and he can opt to do other stuff. Like if he goes for column 5, he's probably gonna go for row 1 as well. But it put him a little bit behind, that is for sure. Oh,
Is the stream alright for you, Tusi?
wait. Yeah, the stream is alright. Oh, he didn't use any X, apparently. Oh, he didn't use an X, never mind.
Okay.
He didn't use an X. Okay, I got confused because... you said he asked that question. That was my bad. I apologize, guys. That was my bad.
And Wolf is also going for no minion kills on Hilda. As we can see here, he's doing quite an impressive job here. And as you can see, he's taking advantage of the difficulty restriction. So you don't have to necessarily beat the level on regular. You can just clear it on simple. That makes it quite a bit easier.
Okay, I apologize because I want to make sure that he did meet the goal. He even disabled the button. I got confused because someone mentioned it that he used an EX, so I got a little bit confused there. But he didn't. He even diffused the button for it.
Okay.
Yeah, even if you use an EX, as you said, someone in chat mentions, if you use an EX, if you happen to use an EX, if you retry, if you don't complete the fight, it doesn't matter. Like if you retry, you will not violate the rule, the goal. But yeah, he even disabled the button, so he couldn't use an EX. So I apologize. I got really confused. Yes, you can try boss multiple times.
Okay. Did Wolf just swap to Roundabout and was using Pea Shooter right now? With Lobber, I believe. I wonder what... Oh yeah, he's using the EXs now.
Exactly. He's gonna use like the EXs. He's playing the Boston symbol, so it's not really that big of a difference.
Yeah. And Justin going for the fresh expert glitch again. So we will see some S rank action in a bit, I believe. And yeah, so Wolf will probably try to get all these weapon EX objectives completed now.
Yeah, even if he did aim down, he's not gonna go for that goal island walk. He's gonna go for column 4, row 4, column 5. So it doesn't really matter if he aimed down. He's not gonna go for row 1.
Justin is trying to clear the Jimmy fight on. Justin is trying to S rank the Jimmy fight here, so let's see how that works out. And he has forgot to pick up the bomb, so he does that and goes to retry that fight.
Yeah, only 2 EX left there for Wolf. Justin is quite behind the execution-wise, I guess. The execution was not really that good. Probably some goals were a bit difficult to select which ones he was going for. Right now, Wolf has to use those 2 EXs, do the octopus skip, and he has to do 5 swings with the roundabout. He's done, so it's probably going to happen real soon.
And I believe we will see now Wolf going for that swing roundabout EX 5 times. Yeah. And there he goes.
Yeah, it's not really. It's not really.
Oh, he's going for some extra
swag there for Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a really difficult goal. It's like one of the lower rated for us. Of course, the only like difficulty, I guess, is that you have to buy roundabout, which if you make a really tight route, I guess, with the coins and everything, it can be a bit problematic to gain those extra 4 coins, I guess. Yeah, he does a really good job now. He only needs to do the octopus skip, and he is done.
Yeah.
The octopus skip is actually kind of difficult though to do, and from what I saw, he only picked up 1 heart, so he has all the time in the world, to play like really safe and try to do the octopus skip on the current patch with 1 heart. So
exactly. So
for those who don't know what the octopus skip is, can you tell us what it is, like, Kaleva?
So in this specific run and gun level, if you had done it casually, you usually ride this octopus across the sea, and that's how you reach the goal. Well, normally, in normal way. But there's a speedrun strat that if you never start that octopus sequence, you can just dash across the whole sea and make it to the end of the level without having to wait that long octopus ride. It saves quite a bit of time.
Yeah, the octopus skip is extremely difficult to do, as Kaleva said, but if you do have the super R2, it's not as difficult. Building that super R2 is the difficult part, of course. That's why there are some risky strats that you use coffee rather than actually like trying to parry some specific enemies or hit enemies to gain those EX cards. Wolf is going to try the strat with 4 hearts, which is extremely tight in CP. It's relatively easier on Legacy simply because I believe you have like more iframes, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken there, but right now it's looking like...
that was unfortunate. He got hit by a shrimp there, so...
He still got it.
But he makes it. So, SBDWolf is the winner of this race.
Yeah, the winner of the race, and with an incredible time, of course, he improved time by 14 minutes from like the previous race that we had in week, I believe it was week 5, the double bingo. I apologize once again for the confusion about the AEX there. I got a bit confused. I saw a bunch of messages about it, but yeah, he didn't really use an AEX. I confirmed that. I know like he disabled the AEX button as well. And he did a really good job there. So yeah, that Octopus script, by the way, was extremely incredible. He also got really bad RNG with one of the streams. So he did a really good job there. As Justin right now, he's gonna fight Wally Wobbles, and I think he's gonna go for the S rank there, if I'm not mistaken.
Justin already got the Jimmy S rank, so he has to get like exactly one more, which he's trying to get.
Now the problem is
right now.
the S ranks though only include like for every single island, not just 3 random.
Oh yeah.
So
okay, then he might have switched from Jimmy to Wally to try that objective.
there's a small chance that he gave up on S rank on Jimmy. As Island Walk mentions, Justin might actually forfeit for this race just to like go for the next one, but it's up to Justin for it if he wants to continue or not.
Of course.
So yeah, he missed the S rank there. I don't know exactly what Justin is gonna opt to do right here. I believe he's gonna go for row 1 as he wants like to do the S ranks there. He did some mausoleums as well. Having those the other goals, some pacifist ranks, I assume he's going to do row 4 as well. So we'll see. I'm going to try to contact Justin to see what he's going to opt to do now.
Yeah.
So yeah, once again, I apologize for some misinformation there, like right in the middle of the run. Yeah, I received like a couple of messages, and there was some technical difficulties from Justin, so I wanted to make sure that he was like back on SRO. So yeah, once again, I apologize for that. I think he's gonna continue with his bingo.
Yeah.
He's gonna go.
He's still trying to get an S rank on Isle 2, and to be fair, I think Grim Matchstick is one of the easiest S ranks on Isle 2.
Yeah, I might agree with that, even though a lot of people say that Grim Matchstick is really boss. I think on Expert it's not really that difficult because of how the platforms, the clouds work.
Yeah. And if you have the charge shot, you can really focus on dodging stuff, and you don't really have to worry about the damage you do, because charge is very efficient with damage if you can just flick it around.
Exactly.
And
this
Justin is doing good work here. He's
this
already...
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
This might be like the hardest part of the Green Matchstick fight. I mean, on Expert at least. If you want to go for S run.
Okay, let's hope for the best. One thing that helps a bit in this fight as well is equipping the Lobber as well. Oh, that's very unfortunate.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. He thought that, you know, by using the Super 1, you know, that will make him like that's a flamethrower, and he did, but flamethrower throws another additional fire attack. So that was a bit unfortunate.
Yeah.
He like Gamu, the only Super One actually saving. Yeah, they're gonna do the second race after this one.
I believe Justin is going to decide the category.
Yes,
Work that way.
Yeah, the second race for the matches is going to be decided by the loser of the first race. So whatever category Justin wants to do, they're going to be doing that after Justin is done with the bingo.
Sushi, what would your guess be? Which category is Justin going to choose?
Now, this is going to be a really difficult one for Justin because, as I said in the beginning of the stream, Justin's categories are pretty much the categories that feel a lot of comfortable, right? Like Justin's main category is all bosses in the current patch, and guess what? His opponent is the current world record holder. So it's really difficult for Justin to select a category. And I mean, to be fair, Wolf has quite a lot of world records in many categories, of course.
Yeah. Take a look at the categories that were available and I will make my guess then.
Yes, Island Walk, Justin knows that he can actually stop the race, but at the same time I did mention that if he wants to complete, he can complete it because, well, the most important thing, of course, for the race is actually like, having fun. Bingo is fun, especially for Justin, since he was like one of the players who was extremely active for the bingo. So he wants to complete his bingo race, even though he lost. He doesn't really care about that. He just wants to finish the race.
Yeah, forfeiting is always somehow like it's anticlimactic.
Exactly.
Great to see like runners beat themselves and clear the objectives.
Exactly. And knowing Justin, he wants to continue. Like you can see that he's going to continue anyways. Like in every single category that he raced, because he raced in every single race, as we said. Even though some of them he didn't really do that well, he did. He might actually stop, but as I said, he did really finish the run. Even though, for example, some of extremely difficult for him, took him like close to like 50 minutes. He did actually finish the race. Okay, so Justin just asked me a question, so he's going to continue, of course, right now with the bingo. So from the categories that are in the weekly basis pool, I would say that Justin will opt to go for all bosses current patch. Like, I know it's like the best category for Wolf, but at the same time, I think that Justin realizes that the best chance that he has is on his most comfortable category, and you're gonna race against the world record holder on a 1v1 scenario, so it's not something that is happening often, right? And it's also Cuphead. Even though Wolf is the current world record holder for that specific category, Justin's time is extremely competitive. He has like a 30-21, so it's about a minute and a half difference, which means like you playing extremely well and your opponent now playing that well, it can give you like the edge for that specific category. So I would think that Justin will go for that one.
Yeah, for example, if what could happen in that race is like if Wolf gets too comfortable and he goes for the risky strats, like the deaths are not that rare in that category, so anything can happen. if Wolf gets a death, it's quite suddenly a really tight race, even though Wolf generally gets better times in each boss fight, so it's going to be really interesting.
Exactly.
And Justin continues to take on the Grim Matchstick.
Apparently, like
It is-
the second phase gave him a little bit of trouble in a couple of tries that he had. It's a little bit difficult, of course, but you know, it can happen.
Yeah, especially if you're trying to, well, of course you can start to get a little frustrated here, but he just needs to calm down here a bit and maybe not focus on damaging the boss too much and focus more about dodging. I believe he will get the S rank in a bit here, to be fair. Okay, that was a clutch dodge. Moving on to the final phase again. Okay, that was a tricky dodge. Yeah, like sometimes in this final phase those fireballs can be a little bit of trouble if they get on your way. And because they shatter up, it's really easy to get hit by them.
Definitely. Like, he gets the S rank now.
He gets the S rank.
I was about to say that, you know, Super 1 was a good choice as he was using it, but I'm pretty sure that, you know, Super R2 might have been a little bit handy in that situation, but he did a really good job there getting the S rank.
Yeah.
Nicely done there.
Actually a pretty good time as well, I'd say. Using only charge shot.
Yep.
And Super 1 of course, but it's
Yep.
not like that it makes super huge differences. And on the other hand, Wolf is apparently giving us more octopus skip action here.
Exactly. We like octopus skips, so why not, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so apparently Justin will continue with the next race, from what I see.
Okay. It's completely understandable and
Yeah, he doesn't want to wait, to make
Oh.
everyone wait, I think. And he wants like to continue with all the races because there are some other races scheduled after. Like there's actually one race scheduled after race 2 between those two. It's gonna be the race between Jason and myself actually, in a category which I'm not gonna reveal. It's gonna be a secret. Yeah, I'm waiting right now for Justin to tell us what category will the next one be.
Victory!
Oh yeah. So as we said earlier, like as I said earlier, Justin will most likely go for the Oasis current patch. I would say because it's like the one category that he feels more comfortable with. We told our reasons. If he wants to bet for something else, maybe one gun category would be a bit problematic sometimes. If he wants like to have a chance for race 3, he might want to go for that.
yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna have a small break, but after that, we're gonna jump right into race 2. BRB. Are you ready, Caliber? Yeah. Alright. I think we're alive. Level 1.
Yeah, I am here.
But everyone, we are ready for race 2 in a few seconds. And
2 out of
just
3.
2 out of 3. But if Wolf actually wins this one, it's going to be over with this specific match between SBDWolf and Justin. The category that Justin actually picked is going to be all bosses in the current patch. As we said earlier, it is a category that he feels more comfortable with. And it's going to be a really cool one because those two guys made this category.
Yeah. It's gonna be an interesting one because I believe both of these guys know that their opponent is very capable of pulling advanced strats and getting good times in each boss fight, so I believe both of these players are going to really go for it. And yeah, racers are on their ways.
So yeah, all bosses current patch. Yeah, I believe they are on way right now. All bosses current patch is kind of a default category because you don't really have the biggest damage output that you get from the legacy version with the weapon swap glitch. But they are going to be using the most powerful weapon, which is going to be the spread.
Yeah, the thing with the spread weapon is that you will have to get really close to your enemy to actually get the maximum damage output from the weapon. So it requires quite a bit of practice to actually start getting good times in this category. But yeah, as we have said, both of these guys are experienced runners in the category.
Oh, I believe. Oh yeah. So that was. Yes, I believe this is nerve. I would say, because I don't know. Yeah, apparently Justin forgot to pick up the coin from the tutorial, so that's gonna be a huge time loss for Justin right now.
Very unfortunate indeed. He will have to back out all the way to the Elder Kettle's house and do the tutorial completely again.
Yeah, I believe he probably had like bingo in his mind or something. He forgot that coin. Yeah, that is gonna put Wolf in a really big advantage. Like right from the start, about 30 seconds advance, 35, I would even say. A thing to mention right here is that both runners are gonna be using time without loads in the end. Justin has really big like load times, really big load times, so Wolf will have a really big advantage overall one, but it's gonna be like decided in the end after both are done who's gonna have who's gonna be the winner. Because we have the official with auto splitter, we know exactly what the time without loads is. Yeah, that whole like shenanigans with forgetting the coin from the tutorial will put Justin in about, I would say, 35 to 30 seconds. I think it's fair to say.
Like that.
Yeah. So yeah, this is race 2 from the best of 3 between those two. Wolf won the first race in the double bingo match that they had.
See if Wolf can actually get the big skip on Frog's fight. He goes for it, and yeah, he gets the big skip, but now the only thing is that he needs to survive. But I believe he has practiced this a lot, so I doubt that he will have any problems.
Gets a boost, which is like kind of unfortunate RNG because you cannot realize spread that much. You have to play a little bit safe once you get like the last parts of the ball. He did a really good job, I would say, though, despite the fact that he got the boost. Because in this category, as Kaleva said in the beginning, you have to use spread as much as possible. That means you have to be really close to the boss. Both players get the knockout on different bosses, though, as Wolf has a significant lead.
The Wolf gets really competitive time on Ruby and Croaks, And Justin finished the route back, so very unfortunate. He's exactly one boss fight behind Wolf right now, but as we said, if Wolf decides to go for really risky strats, like even one death can put the both players in the same line here in this race, so anything can happen.
Yeah, if there's like a death that is like gonna happen for sure, let's just Wolf, right? I'm pretty sure one of the bosses that he would like to have a death is Guppy. I mean, he's probably not gonna die on Guppy, but I'm just saying that dying on Guppy is not really that bad, simply because, you know, the fight is really short anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not gonna happen. I mean, he's really experienced, even though Guppy can be a bit sometimes if you want to play like extremely aggressive.
Yeah. My guess is that, well, on Hilda, like, it usually doesn't... Okay, well, Justin died on Ruby and Croaks right now, but... I was saying that on Hilda fight, if you're going for damage boosts, sometimes in the last phase the UFOs can be very problematic, as combined with the stars that are flying around.
Something that happened now on Justin, he got pretty much the same RNG, you know, with Wolf. This is like the RNG to get that super skip. And he did have 1 HP, but he didn't get the skip. Plus, you know, he got a bit reckless and he didn't really dodge that well, the frog. So, getting the skip, of course, is extremely a huge time save, but you're gonna have to be left with 1 HP, so it's a little bit tricky. Also, nerves, probably, you know, for the race. This is like the last chance for him. He, you know, made the mistake in the beginning. Maybe that put extra pressure on him. But hopefully he will be able to recover with, you know, some better fights later on.
Yeah, let's hope for that one. Okay, Justin gets the knockout on Ruby and Croaks.
I believe he's gonna get a good time without like the 108 is a really good time.
Yeah,
right?
it's like one of the best times you can get without the big skip.
It was considered like one of the best for a really long time back in March when we had the tournament in the specific category in speed gaming.
Yeah.
Wolf right now is doing a really great job, and Hilda, he did all the damage boosts.
I was just saying about those stars, like one of those stars, like Wolf barely dodged it, so I'm not lying when I say that those stars are sometimes very problematic.
Yeah, they can definitely be problematic in that is for sure. He gets a 107, which is one of the greatest times. I believe like the best
Wolf is
one.
actually...
Yeah,
Wolf could be on a PB pace right here.
Oh, you think so? I think he got like he might be, as you said. You might be right. He did get some. Yeah.
I watched a little bit of his PB run, and he got like quite a clumsy time on route back, I believe. Not exactly sure, but he has gotten some really competitive times here in this race.
Cagney will tell, I guess, since Cagney is one of the notorious like difficult bosses in this category, right?
Yeah, it's tricky because you have to do those weird little tap jumps to get efficient damage from the spread. Doesn't really work if you just stand there on the edge. Except on the final phase. That Wolf is fighting right now and he gets the knockout. And meantime, Justin is moving to Hilda fight. So right now Justin is just a little bit over 2 boss fights behind. So it's looking kinda bad for Justin, but...
I mean, so far in the fights that he did have times, but they were not really better than Wolf's time. If there's like a chance for him to catch up like a little bit, it might be like on Cagney, since Wolf didn't necessarily get the best fight, but at the same time he did play safe. So if Justin has to like gain a few seconds there, he has to play extremely aggressive. I don't know if in a race that is a good thing. Definitely though, it really depends on Wolf, I would say. since over one boss difference means that you cannot really catch up just by playing well. It requires the other player to actually mess up. So I believe this race is all about Wolf.
And very unfortunate, but Justin just got another death on Hilda, so really doesn't help his situation here. But in the meantime, Wolf is on 1 HP on Baroness. Bonbon's final pace, but he gets the knockout. Pretty sure that... I'm completely sure Wolf knew what he was doing there, and he knew that Bonbon was going to die before he was going to die, so...
That's definitely true. Like, I think that I see Justin do here is like a tech that we found that you can do a switch on the EX and actually keep firing the gun. It's actually kind of difficult to do. I don't really know that much about it, but you know, he tried to utilize that technique on Hilda. And in order to do that efficiently, he opted to be on Hilda's face. So that was what caused him to get that first death. Because being really close to Hilda can be difficult if she spawns like one of the tornadoes, as you say.
Were you talking about the new plane swap or? Tusi, hello?
Yes. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was talking about the new... Yes, yeah.
Yeah, you actually can't do that without the bombs. I might as well mention it, but I think we can see Wolf do it here on Jimmy fight real soon-ish. Yeah, because of course it's a weapon swap, so you need more than one weapon for it.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. I should probably learn more about the current patch stuff. I think it's like a really new discovery, right? It saves quite a bit of time because I believe you do like, I don't know, 4 or 5 extra shots from the machine gun by doing this, because you keep firing the gun, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, it's definitely big, and if you can do it several times in a fight, it can save you quite a bit of time. Like, it's basically, if you have never done it and start executing it really well, it can grant you some big rainbows. And by rainbows, I mean gold splits in general and personal bests.
Again, Justin, on another boss, he opted to play extremely aggressive. He had another unfortunate death. Like, you can see how this category can be punishing. Justin is like one of the players who is extremely experienced in this one, but because he's playing against the best player in this category, he will opt to go extremely aggressive, and that will be, he will have a couple of deaths in some bosses, so it's going to be really difficult for him.
Yeah.
As Wolf is having a really good run. I think that in some bosses, like the Baron's fight, he didn't really get the greatest time, so for now he's probably gonna have like a clean race, I guess. Not necessarily like the riskier, I guess. He will not go for risky stuff. Probably have like a clean race, not a PB race, I would say.
Yeah, we will have to see what he does here. Yeah, he has fallen just a little bit behind his PB here after Pepe fight. It's like 7 seconds behind, so...
Yeah, another thing to mention...
Yeah, go ahead.
Another thing to mention is the fact that, you can see that Justin is capable of pulling those really good times, because on Cagney, even though he had a death, of course, the second fight he had a 44-second fight, which was 1 second faster than what Wolf got. So, he's capable of executing the strats, but it's a matter of playing extremely aggressive in order to get the better times. And, unfortunately, he had those deaths earlier.
Yeah. Justin has to definitely, get really good times right here to catch up, but at the same time, it starts to feel that Wolf has to die in some boss fights here for Justin to actually have a chance to catch up. But we will see what happens. Anything can happen here.
Yeah, now the boss defense might be like a little bit longer than, 3 bosses, I guess. But you have to take into consideration that Justin has bigger load times as well. So a significant amount of load times, I should say, compared to Wolf. So, in the end, we will know how much of a difference it is. But, those 3 deaths, I believe, that he had, and that mistake in the beginning, 4 deaths now on Bonbon, that would definitely mean that, Wolf has to die more than 2, and I would say 3 times at this point.
By the way, Wolf just may have made a little mistake. He missed that one parry, and now he doesn't really have good amount of EXs for the final phase here, but he has 3 HP, so he probably wouldn't have too much problems here, and he gets the knockout. Yeah.
You talk about those parries and the EXs. I've said this specific phrase, I believe, in every single race that we had on Speed Gaming, but
yeah,
airplane fights in the current patch is all about the EX management, right?
yeah, because you have the bomb on like default, you don't have those on regular levels, and specifically you always want to get like certain parries and then have the bombs, super bombs that you want to use in certain points of the fight. And if you miss one parry, then suddenly you will have to improvise, and sometimes it's really not working at all.
Now, Wolf is on the boss that gives most of the beginners, I would say, the most difficulty, right? Green Matchstick is definitely one of the harder bosses in this category, I would say. And for top runners, might not really be about surviving that much, but as actually like getting the better times. He's on 1 HP now, and he still hasn't really reached that difficult phase, I guess, which is the 3rd one. So maybe there is a chance for him to die, but I believe that he will opt to play a little bit safer in this one.
Yeah, like if Wolf would go ahead and try to break his personal best, like he will have to play extremely aggressive in this fight, and it can be very problematic, because if you play extremely aggressive on the first phase, then you sometimes lose too much health and can be very problematic in the last phase, because then you will have to be very careful not to die.
You know what's the funny thing? He got a 106 being with 1 HP from phase 1, which tells you a lot about that guy, because
yeah,
not a lot of people can actually pull a 106, especially if they are on a race and with 1 HP, so they have to think about it, right? They have to, they have the pressure on them, I guess. So that's actually insane. I don't think I can pull a 106 and like even with 3 HP on that one. So that tells you like how good Wolf is. And a lot of you guys, I would say, it's pretty insane. At the same time though, talking about Justin, he had a 48 on Barnes von Bonbon. Of course it was like, again, second try, but it was a really insane time on Barnes von Bonbon. So, he's capable of doing those really good fights, but those really unfortunate deaths really will cause him a lot.
Did I just saw Justin getting a 123 time on Jimmy to Great? I think I just saw that.
Wait,
I have never got 123 on Jimmy, so Justin just
wow.
Really big gold split there, I believe.
Oh my god, yeah, that's actually insane. I missed it, but I believe Justin actually got it that 3, which is the best time you can get, right? Or 122.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably is. I've only seen Sonny getting it, and he's applying the new weapon swaps for plane levels currently. He's practiced them a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. And talking about crazy stuff, Wolf, on the other hand, going to IL3 and he fought the B, he's not a crazy man by shooting those P shooter EXs down. There's a hidden hitbox below us, the same thing that Justin does on Deppy. Both Deppy and the B have hidden hitboxes down below, and that can only be reached by those EXs from the P-Shooter. And by doing that, Wolf got a 47 B fight, which is, I believe, one of the best ones. I don't know if 45 is the best one that you can get in the one. I might be mistaken, but it's extremely impressive to see those times.
Yeah, you don't really see sub 50s on B fights too often. It's
So another
really good time.
cool thing again, we knew about this one, and the second phase skip there on the Dr. Carl Robo by simply using one big nuke and a couple of shots, I guess. It's just extremely impressive. There are a lot of things that have changed in this category, compared to what we had in the tournament on March. And I would even say that there are a lot of things that have changed even from our first race in the weekly races. In this category, I believe the world record was barely above 31 minutes. And it didn't really include those small things that save a significant amount of time. So all those cool things, they add up really big time saves, and it's really cool to see how far this category can go. Which right now I believe Wolf has the world record by, I think he got a 30-minute and 50-second run, which is incredible.
It's exactly that one.
Yeah, that's incredible.
It's definitely incredible. What I could say about this category is we could see a few runners come close to that record, in something like a month maybe. I'm talking about Sunning, who is also a Finnish dude, really, and he has started to apply the new strats and he has been improving a lot. And I don't know about Luigi. I haven't really heard that he would do these categories anytime soon, but we will see. It would really be cool for if there was someone who could come close to Wolf right now.
It's really impressive to see so many runners, closing that gap, I guess, from the top runners. Because it was pretty much, it used to be like Wolf, Luigi, then you caught up and you actually record back then. And at one point it was just the sub 32 club, just the three of you, which still is just like three of you, but a lot of runners have caught up. One of them is Justin, who started speedrunning Cuphead in February, and he joined the tournament in March that we had on Speed Gaming, and he has been improving a lot. I believe his PB back then was 41 minutes, and he improved by like 9 minutes, which is incredible, and that's for a long time. Talking now about the race, Justin's gonna fight the Dragon, last boss on aisle 2. You can see the difference right now is like really big. Combination of long times and the many deaths that Justin had, it gives a really big advantage from Wolf.
Wolf seems to be having a good Warner fight so far. He took a one hit, but it was more of an intentional hit because there's really nothing too hard in this fight going on after the phase 1, so sometimes you want to take that intentional hit to damage boost a bit. And
a grim death from Justin. I made that pun, I guess.
Holy crap.
Yeah, really unfortunate death. Again, another one, so that's like the 5th death. At this point, it really comes down to Wolf completely messing up in a lot of fights, and the upcoming fights are not necessarily that difficult on the current patch. It only comes down, like, surviving is kind of easy, I guess, except from the devil fight. The other ones are not really that hard. The only hard thing about them is like getting good times, which in a race environment it won't really matter that much.
Yeah.
Right now, SBDWolf is on the lead by a significant, like, he has a significant lead. I would say around 4 bosses lead, like close to 3.5, 4 minutes lead right now.
Yeah, something like that. And I just want to mention, but Wolf got a really big gold split on Werner. He got a 50-second Werner fight, which is really impressive in my opinion. I have never seen it before.
Oh, he actually got 50. Wow, that was...
Yeah, and I just checked and it was his gold split.
Yeah, oh my god, that's actually I think the best time that you can get. Like, we thought that 52 for a while was the best time, then Potato did a 51, and then,
Yeah.
Wolf now.
Then there's those new weapon swaps nowadays that, well, they can shave that 1 second off, apparently.
Oh, can you tell us a little bit about that weapon swap? Because I don't think we mentioned that specific weapon swap.
Yeah, basically, it's a long time we have talked about those, well, Kaleva swaps that I think Luigi started to name it those way. But you can do actually, like, normally we shot the spread EX, like you just shoot the spread and then shoot the EX. But if you do the Kaleva swap, but in a quicker succession, you actually can shoot the spread weapon at the same time you shoot the EX. So it's pretty big time saving some bosses in like exactly on Werner fight, to be more specific, when you are fighting the cat in the final phase. Like, you can get really good damage output from those swaps.
Yeah, exactly. Like that small delay when you fire the EX. Definitely, like after you fire the EX and your projectiles coming out, sooner for Cuphead. Obviously, like, will adapt to the damage output. And you can see like Wolf doing a really good job with those swaps.
Yeah. He definitely needs to adapt to the new strats too. If he tries to still beat his PB, I could say.
Nice.
One thing to mention here is that Wolf is actually currently just 3 seconds behind his PB.
Oh really? He's just that good pace? I actually didn't really think that he was.
Yeah, me neither, but apparently he is.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Wolf is he's the world record holder, of course, for this category. The only one with a sub 31 minute run. He's actually in a sub 31 minute run right now. So that's actually extremely bad for Justin, as all those deaths that he had earlier, meant that Wolf had to mess up quite a lot. Not only is Wolf not messing up, but he's doing a fantastic job.
Yeah.
And as soon as I said that, commentator's curse, he's having a really bad Final Express fight. As he misses the 2 cycles on the skeleton. Oops. Commentator's curse, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see if Wolf can do something crazy in the end of the run here. If he could maybe get a new world record here. I don't know.
Alright, let's see if he gets
more. Yeah, let's see if he gets the 1 cycle. It's really necessary for his run to stay alive, considering his PB. It seems like he got it.
Nice. Yeah, that 1 cycle is actually really difficult because it requires those P0 EXs to connect 3 times. Like, you can see the time that he got is not like the best one that you can get, but he missed the 2 cycle on the skeleton phase. So that 1 cycle in the engine actually saves his run pretty much.
Yeah. Justin got a really good time on a robot fight, by the way.
Yeah,
looking at both of the runners' perspectives here. 50 seconds is what your 56 seconds or lower are the times you want to get with the bombs.
Yeah, definitely. Everything below 58 seconds, I would say, is great. think I need to mention that Wolf has been extremely on fire like the past few weeks. He was always extremely impressive, put up some incredible world records the previous months, but lately he has been killing it. Like even today he was the one other category, extremely plus category, the old bosses regular on the legacy version. He almost got that incredible sub 24-minute run, which is a goal that we wanted to get for a really long time, but no one is capable of doing it. So it's extremely impressive to see that this guy is pulling all those amazing time. He's been killing it. Fantastic.
Yeah. Wolf is a fantastic speedrunner. I don't know how he does it, but he just keeps breaking the records in all categories he plays, basically. I know there's some categories that he doesn't have the record in, but all the main categories, he's just killing it.
Exactly. Really great speedrunner, really good personality. He will help get familiar with strats and such. So
yeah,
that's always a nice thing to have for a speedrunner. Being helpful for the community as well. Right now in King Dice fight, textbook fights, I guess, both chips and the dominoes. I guess a little bit safer on the dominoes, not like the riskier strat, but he didn't get the hard RNG, so play a little bit safer, right?
yeah. Yeah, one thing about King Dice fight is just that hard RNG is sometimes just terrible. Like you are on a great pace and you're just looking for a chill little King Dice fight where you can play a little bit riskier, but then you suddenly got no hard RNG and then that one lose of a health point is really bad. Yeah, Wolf is... I think he has 3 HP still, and he's moving on to the last phase of the King Dice fight here.
Yeah, he didn't get any hearts at all from the board, so, that happens sometimes, that RNG part, I guess, but, big runners adapt to this. He gets the knockout, he knew exactly how much damage he wanted to do. Those hits were deliberate, I guess. The less you parry, the less lag you put into the game, so, he doesn't want to lag the game, he wants to save those frames, right? It's a speedrun.
Yeah.
Right now, he only needs to do the devil, and he's on a fantastic pace right now, I would say.
Justin got a decent Werner fight. Maybe not something he's not too happy about, I'm not sure. But it's a decent time.
Yeah, I would say 56. 56 is like the time that you want to start with at Werner.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, right now Wolf at the devil, and he got the bar RNG because yes. So I'll leave the commentary to Canada.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, he got the spider, so... I wonder if he's on what kind of pace he's in right now. Takes a hit right there, like... I think one of the worst things that can happen in a run is to take a hit, even one hit on Devil's first phase. Because if you're on a good pace, it really just freaks you out a bit. Because there's so much things going on in the final phase.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Devil fight, of course, is not that difficult, but getting those early hits can make it a little bit nerve-wracking, I guess.
Yeah.
As he will get the knockout very soon, and he gets it with loadless time. Oh my god, the loadless time. Guys, Wolf, you just witnessed...
Well, that was impressive.
You just witnessed a 30-minute run in 54 seconds, just 4 seconds behind world record, and the second best time, I guess, in the leaderboard, the second best time ever in this category by SBDWolf. Oh my god, that was actually extremely, extremely great.
I think I did great job yesterday when I did a sub 32 minutes run in this category, but oh my god.
Oh my god, yeah, like that
GG's
is.
to SBDWolf.
Yeah, he just mentions that if he didn't get the spider, that would have been a world record probably. So that is insane. In the meantime, of course, Justin is continuing his run. He actually managed to keep his cool throughout the run. You know, he had the really messy start, and at the same time, you know, he had those deaths that, you know, it can cause you a little bit of nerves, I guess, as you move on. But you know, he managed to. He says, you know, it's my last race, I guess, in specific event. Let's just continue the run with, you know, a really impressive finale, I guess. And good on him. GG's to Wolf. He moves on to the next phase, the semifinals. He gets a 2-0 over Justin, and Justin will continue playing Cuphead, of course. Grinding this really soon. At the same time, let's get some hype for Justin as he's finishing for the run. And we're gonna have Wolf here with us for an interview in a couple of minutes. I would say that I need to move because I want to prepare for my race. So I will leave everything to you, Calaba.
Okay.
Right. See you, everyone. And Wolf will join you soon for the interview.
All right. So yeah, Justin here continuing his race. He got a clean Calamari fight there in general, and it's moving on to Railroad Rat. Yeah, we will have SBDWolf for just a little interview here, saying a few words about this race. In a minute, I believe. So Wolf actually got, well, a time that I think he was not that happy about on Phantom Express. Let's see if Justin can get better time here. He's all set up for one cycle here, so let's see if he can get it. He's on 1 HP though, so sometimes this might be difficult. Yeah, Justin has to start over the fight because he died there, so that's quite unfortunate. For the record, to remind you guys, there's a race after this one as well between Jason 2890 and TwoCPlus, who was commentating with me today. And I'm not gonna reveal the category quite yet, but it's exactly after this race. Justin again on 1 HP on Phantom Express fight. See if he can get the knockout this time. So talking about this category being quite ruthless is the fact that Justin is having pretty bad time here on Phantom Express. Like, it's not even like just a little joke, but like you get wrecked very easily if you don't pay attention and if you are trying to play too risky. Hey, we are okay. See, SBDWolf has joined the commentary channel, but let's see if he can get his mic working.
Is it working?
Yeah, it's working right now.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your victory today.
Thank you.
So, I haven't really prepared any kind of special questions, but how do you feel about the race right now? You did quite a spectacular job there, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly cannot believe it too much myself that I got like a run that is 4 seconds away from the current world record, which is really good.
Definitely.
I'm excited about that. The whole race in general was a really good experience, you know, starting from the bingo, which was really fun. And then into this race where I just played well. And it's just unfortunate that Justin is apparently, at least judging by his messages, is not having an amazing race.
Yeah, like, you were quite ruthless today, to be honest. But one thing to ask here is, like, what did you think about the category Justin chose after the first race? Like, you probably know that Justin is quite a solid runner in current patch as well, so
Well, I
what were
definitely
your thoughts?
I definitely agree with his choice actually, because Justin's best category is this one, current patch bosses, and I don't think is that much familiar with that many other categories. The other one I was thinking was low percent, because pretty much you're using the P shooter, which you use in current patch bosses, so you're kind of already a bit familiar with that. And low percent is not my forte either. So when we did when we picked the first category, low percent is actually the first category I banned, simply because it was the one that made the most sense for me.
Yeah.
And I think Justin's call was the best one, simply relying on me, doing, let's say, not on a good enough level and him playing really solidly. I don't know if that makes sense. Having me getting at least like 1 or 2 deaths and him playing like really well, because if he chose a category with running guns, which I don't think he's really familiar with, then I think his chances might have been like much lower than they actually were with this race.
Yeah. So yeah, we were talking about with 2C that the current patch race, it could have been pretty interesting if the scenario was that you play really risky and go for it and maybe die a couple of times, and Justin just having a miraculous race, then it could have been really even race. But yeah, this happened today and the race is over now. Yeah, about the bingo race, was it difficult for you to make the choices for your road?
Good question. I think I had harder bingos to decide on, but this was also pretty difficult. You know, I had to look all over the place, and then I located. I think the first choice I made was road 4, And then from there, I noticed column 5 was also pretty solid in that regard.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely had harder choices, but I had to put quite a bit of time into this one as well, because I want to avoid like expert goals, because those take a lot of time, and especially I want to avoid goals that involve getting to hell, because those require to beat all bosses in L2, 1, 2, and 3 on regular, which is not optimal. If possible, you want to avoid those, as well as beating like those insane challenges, like beating a plain boss with Whetstone only, or even worse, beating a boss on expert with Whetstone only. Those are the ones that, first of all, you have to go out of your way to like buy Whetstone in the first place, so you have to do a few running guns. And then on top of that, you have like the biggest challenge. So yeah, I always like try to avoid those goals if possible. So if I see a goal like that, I just completely discard whatever row or column that's in, unless like every other option is just as bad, and I might have to like revise that in that case.
Yeah, that's quite a good approach actually. Like I've only done one bingo race, and I had really bad time with it because it was overwhelming to pick the roads and such.
Yeah.
So yeah, impressive job.
Thank you.
Okay, that was with the questions. Anything you still want to say?
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to the rest of the tournament. I should be matched up either against you or Island Walk, right?
Yeah. We have our race tomorrow, so
we'll see.
we might have the race set up for next round then, but we will see.
Yeah.
It will be a tough race, to be honest. But yeah. Okay, my stream is frozen here, so I will have to take a bit to catch up.
Finished.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
That's good. Hello, Justin.
Hey.
Hey.
So, what were your thoughts about the race? Like, of course, you were going against a tough opponent, but what do you think about your execution today?
Feel like that failed in the beginning completely screwed me up for the whole race. Really, like,
yeah.
I basically couldn't do anything.
Yeah, it was.
I got pretty good playing the X glitches, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, but one thing to mention that even though you had those couple of deaths and misrouting stuff happening in the beginning, like Wolf did quite an impressive job today, but to be honest, he didn't really leave you any chances, but you did some amazing job in some certain boss fights, like I was watching. Like, you got 1 and 23 Jimmy fight, which I was very impressed about.
Yeah, there was like 2 seconds under my gold.
Yeah. I was just watching that in wonder, like what happened.
Yeah, I think
in general, we
some
saw
interesting times.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know, is 44 on Cagney good? I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, it's quite good.
Yeah, that was, I got that on the second try. And yeah, and I got the playing the X glitch pretty often. I didn't expect to get it that much.
Alright.
But all these deaths, especially Phantom Express, that one really got me.
Yeah, generally, you probably knew that you will have to get good times in each boss fight, so you will have to play risky to compete today, right? So
yeah,
it's quite understandable that things tend to go wrong then from time to time.
Yeah, as soon as I got like a few minutes behind, I just thought I'm not gonna win this anyway, so I can just go risky on everything. In some places it worked, like Jimmy. But yeah, that was bad.
Okay, so I think we are pretty much of a done with this interview and race, of course, and I think the next racers are starting to get ready here in a bit. So, well, congrats again to SBDWolf for making to the next round of the tournament, and GG's to Justin as well for making a good competition today. And
GG's, thank you for the fun race.
How are you that close to getting the world record again?
I would have gotten it if I hadn't gotten Spider. So don't ask me.
I think I get like 6 cycle spiders just before the second phase.
Ow.
yeah, that's pretty bad. But
Good
yeah.
night.
Do you still have something to say? I think we will have to close up this interview real soon to move on.
Yeah, I'm good, and I also don't want to steal time from the next
Yeah.
race.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the schedule here myself, so yeah.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
Tusi
thank you.
and where's it? Jason and Tusi are next right now
Yeah,
doing local send.
they should be starting, well, to say something in like 15 minutes or so, probably. So don't go anywhere. Stay here for the next race if you want to. Yeah, I will mute my mic until the next race starts. I will be here again commenting. And for the record, I'm Kaleva or Kalevan Hera, and I will be commentating this matchup today. Looking at the previous runs of our racers today, 2CPlus has quite a bit of lower PB than Jason. I haven't checked if Jason has done any runs today, but I think he was practicing yesterday night. And then the racers are off their benches. And might as well explain the low percent category here quickly. So low percent generally is a category where you clear the game with the lowest possible completion rate. So that's about it. And as you can see, the runners are just straight up walking into the first boss fight of the game. And necessarily in Cuphead you will have to just clear every boss fight on regular, and then in the end of the run you will just accept the devil's deal, and that's a way to complete the game. So that is how you gain the lowest possible completion rate. And as you can see here on the first boss fight, there's nothing really much going on. Bosses are pretty stationary, and we might have some kind of problem on restream here because it really looks like both of the screens are showing the same person here. So apparently our someone is trying to fix it right now, so sorry for this one. And now we have both of the racers' perspectives on screen. So as we can see, Jason is on the lead considering the real time we are seeing here. So one thing to mention is that what counts in this race is the loadless time, and we will only know the loadless time after the race. So yeah. Both players fighting the Rebian Crocs. 2CPlus is on the second pace of the fight. He gets the second pace. He gets a quick second pace, which is great. That's something everyone wants to get here on low percent. Jason is fighting the slot machine. And I believe there really isn't any kind of bad pattern here on low percent. It's most of the time just players' preference, which of the patterns they like the most. But you can play each pattern with P-Shitter certainly well. So both of the players get the knockout. And Guppy Grand is one boss fight that's pretty weird on low percent because surprisingly enough it's very hard to hit the Guppy with the pea shooter because of the movement patterns this boss has. We see Jason here tanking some hits because, well, he can. That's how he can shoot more efficiently. Jason is walking up to the first plane boss fight here on the first island, and plane boss fights on low percent aren't really nothing special from current patch plane boss fights, especially Hilda, because you don't have the second plane weapon yet. Only thing that in low percent you cannot get the bomb weapon for your plane because that counts up to the completion rate of the game. TwoCPlus entering the Hilda fight as well. Jason, well, someone could say that's a little bit of a mistake from experienced runner because he missed the second damage boost on the Hilda fight. That is a thing that sometimes happens, but on a race setting it's not too much of a problem because most of the time both players tend to make some mistakes in a run, but definitely very unfortunate because you lose some damage. And we can see TwoCPlus entering the last phase of the fight as well. Jason gets a time of 113, which really tells about how he missed that one damage boost EX shot. That's quite unfortunate. I'm sure he won't be too happy about that fight. This gives a small chance for 2C to catch up a bit. Let's see his time. Jason enters the Cagney Carnation boss fight here. 2C gets 3 seconds faster time on the fight, and he's walking up to the Cagney Carnation fight as well. I'm mentioning again, but the loadless time is what matters in this run, so we won't be knowing who is the winner of the race until both of the runners are finished, unfortunately.
Alright, thank you. Hello guys, how are you doing?
Hello, Luigi.
I'm joining us as the second commentator because, well, I don't want to leave Kaleva by himself right now. Mostly because this is a pretty exciting match, right?
It's pretty exciting match. I really like the category as well, and we have both really experienced runners here, and it's actually quite interesting because Jason really hasn't played this category, and it's funny to see how he actually does in here.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty glad they choose low percent as the first one. As probably some people know, low percent is one of my favorite categories, and I don't know, I just love the idea of just fighting the bosses with the basic weapons. So yeah, that's definitely an interesting category, mostly for the race, because you're just going into the game, starting and going for the old bosses. That's it. I mean, almost. Yeah. Of course, we're not going for the debuts, sadly, but well, that's only one bad thing about this category, honestly.
In general, I find the low percent category in every game pretty interesting, like clearing the game with the lowest possible completion rate. It's it's just a great category for every single game.
Simple idea. Yeah, I love 80%. I mean, that's a good chance, right? Maybe I'm gonna choose it as the category for the race. Nah, not really. It's gonna take too much
Yeah.
time. I think that's the banned category.
Yeah,
So right now we can see Jason fighting with the Beppy the Clown and 2CPlus just joining the second world, but he's probably not that much behind because, sorry to say that, but 2CPlus don't have the best PC for the Cuphead, and I know he has longer load times, so it might seem that
Yeah.
he's behind, but it's probably pretty close race still.
yeah, I would say that
Yeah.
loadless times are pretty much tied right now. Even though Jason seems to be more ahead because he has faster computer probably, but
Also with the
one
better-
thing to mention here that both of these guys are fighting the Baby the Clown is that weird thing they both are doing probably at some point here. They are shooting their EXs just down there, and it might seem a bit weird for someone who has never played the game or speedrun this game before. But there's actually hidden hitbox down there, and that's a good reason to shoot your EXs there.
Because during the transformations of the Baby the Clown, as you can see, you cannot shoot anything because there's no hitbox on the boss, so you need to like wait for the 5 to 10 seconds between each phase. But thanks to that hidden hitbox, you can actually do something during that phase transformation and do some damage. So that's why it's worth to save those EXs and throw them when the boss is transformating. Jason already finished him off. I sadly didn't saw the time, but that was definitely a good fight. And TwoCPlus just starting the last race. Also, the races started from the Beppy the Clown. The reason is you can go for the 2 paths, which is Baroness, Jimmy, and Beppy, or the Beppy, Jimmy, and Baroness. The difference is that if you're not going for the bombs, which you're not going for doing this run, the Beppy is faster route to start, and if you're going for the bombs, the Baroness for bomb is the faster choice. But again, because they're not going for the bombs doing 12%, because you cannot get any items, that's the reason why we're going for the Beppy first. Also, Jason just missed the rocket and he gets bumped
Yeah.
by the bullet, unfortunately, but I'm sure he's gonna manage.
Yeah, for an experienced runner, it's quite easy to take a safe approach if you take unintentional hits. And this fight in general is known to be one of the easiest in second aisle, so Jason probably won't have too much problems here.
Yeah, exactly. And in my opinion, at least on current parts, the flying levels is kind of like puzzle games when you need to think of the best way to use your EXs and dodging the attacks at the same time. And just, I don't know, I feel like they're much different. Of course, they are plane levels, so the controls are different, but I don't know, I just have that feeling that the plane bosses plays differently.
Yeah. Jason moves to the final pace. And what you wanna do here in the final phase is just stick really close to the Jimmy's face, because if you are back there on the left side of the screen, you are going to hit those weird little floating pyramids with your pea shooter, and then you miss some damage. So basically you always see people do that in current patch. 2CPlus just a little bit behind on real time here.
But again, the final time we're gonna see on the end, because we comparing against Ty without loads, right? I'm not sure. Right
Yeah.
now. Oh, nice. So yeah, everyone has a chance.
Fair game. Yeah.
So Jason not starting with the best pace on the balance for Robo, starting with the worst minion, which is Gamble Machine. Even it's not that hard to kill, he's pretty easy to dodge, but his death animation is so long that it's the reason why this minion is the one, no matter of the category and the part you're playing, he's always the worst. So we don't want to see him. Sadly, Jason got him. The second minion, the Candy Corn, was pretty good, and now the Waffle. I believe those two are good for the current patch, so it's not the worst NG, but could be a little bit better.
Let's see how Jason handles this last encounter in this boss fight, which is, well, I could say that it's one of the hardest phases here on low percent out of any single encounter in the whole run. Especially if you have like very little experience in it. Because sometimes it's quite hard to hit the actual boss with the pea shooter if you are trying to dodge that head that follows you. But there's some ways to do that, and Jason handled that encounter pretty well. Meanwhile, Tulsi is still fighting the minions. He gets a fairly good candy corn kill there and moves on to the final phase. TwoCPlus playing pretty aggressive here, and he gets a fast kill.
And he knows he's playing against Jason, which he's pretty experienced with the both patches and bunch of categories, so he knows that's not gonna be an easy match. So he tries to catch up with every second he can during each fight. As we can see, Jason tried to parry the bear, but it was unfortunate RNG spawn, and he was right inside the main boss.
Ouch!
He didn't get it in time. I mean, he just
that was very
impatient. Maybe he could wait a little bit, but yeah, that was I don't know if that was a mistake or the RNG, probably both. Also, Jason did a pause buffer, which for some reason, I'm not sure why, but if you're gonna kill that third phase and pause the game and then pause really fast, the last phase, which is the big bear back, he's gonna spawn really fast, like instantly. Most of the times it takes like even 3 to 4 seconds to spawn him, but if you're gonna use that trick, he's gonna spawn immediately, which is really useful for the individual levels and for the full runs. So that's a nice to find out. I think that was found like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and actually it was exactly the 2C+ we see racing here who found it.
Oh,
it was maybe more than 2 weeks, I'm not sure. But very cool trick indeed. Nothing we have seen in this game before compares to it really.
The pause which everyone hates because there's a pause glitch, and now it's useful. That's amazing.
Yeah.
One
thing here.
Oh, you go.
Okay. One annoying thing in the volley fight here is if you are playing poorly and take damage, then you may need to apply some really poor safety strats for the final phase, because if you get stuck down there on the bottom of the screen, then you are screwed. But if both runners really handled that well.
So I just get info, it's Jason. I'm not sure if I said Justin by accident. If yes, I'm terrible sorry.
I believe you didn't.
It probably was the layout. I don't think I said Justin. I think that's the layout looking for.
Yeah, that's but if Dino is listening to this, that's actually the wrong number sequence after Jason's name. Funnily enough.
That's what you're getting for getting the random number, which no one can remember. You just should choose the simple numbers like 100.
Yeah.
And every person gonna remember, right?
Yeah, like I personally think that in usernames, more than 2 numbers is starting to get a little bit complicated. Of course, if it's like number 100, it's understandable. It's pretty simple and clear.
Yeah, that's a long story. In the meantime, well, Jason beat up the dragon pretty easily. And the 2C+ moving on with the 3 HP to the second phase. I think that the second phase might be the hardest. If you're gonna get used to the last phase, I think it's not that hard. But the jumping flames can be really problematic because even though you can see them and you maybe can react when they're gonna jump, they jumping to the place you were before. So if you, for example, were on the high cloud when he started to jump, you can jump down, but he's still gonna do high jump, and that can mess you up. And sometimes when they're gonna attack multiple times in a row, it can really mess you up.
Yeah, they're definitely harder than the last phase, because in last phase you can dodge the flame balls with some well executed jumps, but sometimes those jumping flames are really random and for example, if you're shooting an EX, you are just stun locked there and one flame guy may just jump into you and you take
Speaking of
unintentional
hitboxes,
hit.
as you can see Jason throwing EXs to the down of the middle map. The reason is Honeybottom has pretty similar hidden hitbox as Beppy the Clown, because the hidden hitbox of Beppy the Clown is the last phase, the big column hiding under the map on the middle, and Honeybottom has exactly the same thing, maybe not the column, but the plane with the hitbox.
Jason is going for some very risky parries and I'm not completely sure, but he might be in a little bit of trouble here. He's moving on to the last phase of the Rumor Honeybottom's fight, and low percent runners might know this one as it's one of the hardest paces here in the whole run, in my opinion, at least. Jason just died there. One thing about this fight is, like, when you're playing with the B-shooter, you tend to you look to play like I'm trying to say something here. You are looking forward to hitting all your shots, and sometimes you take some unintentional hits trying to play aggressive, especially on this fight. But then you suddenly find yourself 1 HP on the final phase, which isn't something you want to do here.
Wait a second, Jason died?
Yeah, Jason died.
Bless my parents, they know when to go to my room in the best moments.
Oh, okay.
Man, that's unfortunate, I missed that. So now it's a tie, and because TwoCPlus has longer loads, it seems like he's actually ahead right now. But Jason finished off maybe not that easily with 1 HP, but he 2 damage boosts at the end. TwoCPlus make the same, so I think TwoCPlus is actually ahead right now.
This is
Even
really
though
good.
Jason was better time by 6 seconds, but sadly he died, so TwoCPlus find the way to catch up.
Now this race is really interesting considering the real time we are seeing here right now. But considering that death, 2C is probably ahead here about like a minute. There's some tricky fights coming up, so let's see if this race still evens out at some point. Both players entering the Dr. Cal's robot fight here, and one thing here is that is very useful is the bombs that you can't use in low percent, so you will have to take a little bit different approach.
As far as you can see, we're using an interesting trick, saving the nuke for the second phase, because the second phase of Dr. Cal's robot has such a little amount of HP that shooting a little bit of machine gun and using the nuke on it basically skip the whole phase, and it's really hard to hit it because it's mostly off screen, and it's really hard to hit him when he's actually on screen. So this trick is really useful and really fast, and that's the main reason why the runners save each EX on the first phase. Now just a little bit of dodging and skillful execution, because that's after all it's a bullet hell. Because the developers was like, I think this game is not hard enough, we just need to adapt the real bullet hell to this game. So they created Dr. Cal's robot, and that's the end of the story. So TwoCPlus got 1 second better fight with 1:05. Jason got 1:06. So TwoCPlus even more catching up. So he's not giving up. He wants to win this race, and we're pushing on really good. Actually, 1 and 5 is. I don't remember the times with machine gun, but I believe that's a really good time.
105 is really good time, but I think the most optimal times fall close to the 1 minute. I think my best times are something like 1 minute, but you need to play really risky for that one. So in race environment, it might be best to just play a little bit slower and safer and play alive, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, the best way to save time is deathless, right?
Yeah.
So there's not too much to say about Sully's stage first. She pretty well, maybe not the easy fight, but it's not complicated. There's just you need to be careful about the stuff happening on the screen. You need to dodge the stuff, shoot her, and that's all. It's like, I would say that's a nice break between the fights, but you know, it's not the easiest fight, of course. After all, it's the late game. But
Yeah, as we
she's
can
not that
see,
complicated.
Jason is playing a bit risky here. He might have... Okay, he gets quite a quick kill on the final phase.
1 minute and 12 seconds.
As we can see, Jason is in a little bit of lead again, considering the real time. After, was it like 2 boss fights? So there's quite a bit of difference in the loads of the racers today.
So now we are moving to the Ferman, the easiest and the hardest boss of the third world. I mean, actually, not really. When I think about it, with the P-shooter, he's much easier.
It is much easier. Yeah.
On the normal old bosses, we're using the spread, and using the spread on this boss can be tricky, and that's why he can be randomly around here. But on low percent, he's actually pretty easy. Each phase is just like shooting from the safe distance and dodging those bullets, and that's the Ferman. Not too much to say again.
So you can see both runners doing it's. You can get those parries pretty easily, and then you can use the P-shooter EXs to get that little extra damage, which is really nice. Sometimes if you're using spread, it can be quite tough. And yeah, you can just hang around here in the back of the boss fight area, just to be, well, safe. And then the final phase, there's some neat little tricks to it. How you can dodge that cat's paw, for example. Did you saw that EX, Luigi? By the way?
What?
Jason just got that weird little EX where he shoots it exactly the opposite way the character is looking at. Looks quite funny.
Yeah, it's interesting bug. I actually don't remember why it's happening. You need to change your direction and press X at the same time. So the character gonna be already looking at the different place, but the EX gonna still shoot on the place you were watching before. Also, Justin is actually right on the chart. I believe TwoCPlus is actually on the world record pace during the race.
Oh, wow.
That only shows how good pace TwoCPlus is, and how his loading is actually slowing him down.
To be fair, next boss fight is quite a make and break boss fight for this whole category. There's some tricky parries you can attempt to do if you look to get some good times. But, well, let's see what 2C+ does. He's on a really good pace, so he's not going for the parries. So that might cost him an extra pace, I believe. And yeah, as you can see, okay, this fight is very problematic, to be fair, and 2C+ is 1 HP right now.
Yeah, 1 HP, and that's not looking good. He's playing safe to not die. Also, his energy is terrible. Dogs after dogs, so I hope he's gonna manage. In the meantime, Jason got amazing kill with parrying the laser, so that was a really good fight for him. 2C+ trying to survive really hard, and I hope he's gonna manage, because he's on the really good things. I believe he already...
One really bad thing happening here in this fight is if you are 1 HP, you kind of want to play back, but if you play back there, you really can't hit the boss at all. And it's a really big time boss. So that's kind of sad for 2C.
Yeah, and he needed to play it safe to not die, and It's not looking at all. Unfortunate that he actually gets hit by the fireball.
No way. That's very sad.
So I guess that was a commentary curse. Speaking of world record pace, right? Oh no.
Yeah. Oh no.
We did it again. No.
Oh man.
I mean, honestly, the second attack of the ship is actually pretty hard to time because he likes to delay this attack, and before he's gonna shoot next fireballs, it's actually delayed, and because we're not getting to that phase a lot of time, most of the times we cannot time it right, and that's exactly what happened to TwoCPlus. He tried to time it out, but he got out-timed by the game, and unfortunate that. In the meantime, Jason's doing really good job with the Cara Maria. 2 HP, moving to the last phase. Good execution with the nukes. I'm not sure what RNG he got, but Cara Maria is not that much RNG dependent.
It really is not. Sometimes you get more parries than some other time, and it can help to shave off a couple of seconds. But generally, you just want to stay in a good position and just keep your bullet stream on her face. Jason gets a decent time, let's be fair. You can get some better times on that fight as well. Solid time for sure. And 2C clears the Briny Bird fight. My guess would be that on in-game time, 2C might be just a few seconds behind Jason right now,
I believe
because he got really long fight on that first Briny Bird attempt, and then he died, and then it just.
I believe he's ahead like 10 seconds or maybe something like that, but
okay.
It's hard to say during the race. We just need to wait for the end.
You can make some guesses, but let's just wait for the end.
Exactly. Wait for the best part, right?
Yeah.
So there's some fighting with the Phantom Access by some people named the Pain Train. Actually, 2 people already know why he's called the Pain Train. Sadly, small information. Today, Wolf was on the world record base on the All Bosses Regular Legacy, actually on the sub 24 base, and he gets soul lock on the Phantom Access after 3 phase. The really rare glitch which appears in the worst moment he could ever imagine. So that was really unfortunate. So, yeah. Pain Train can be problematic not only in the difficulty, but also he has a little bit tricks, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, that was a very unfortunate moment in history of this game speedrunning. Like, I have seen that weird glitch only like once, and it happens to Wolf when he's on like some miraculous world record pace.
Yeah, most of people don't even get this glitch anytime, so yeah, that's really unfortunate. I don't know what was the chance for that, but man, that's gonna be a new thing in Cuphead community. Unlucky as Wolf.
And about the race, 2C gets just a little bit quicker Calamaria kill than Jason, and he's also now moving to the Phantom Express. And Jason, I believe he got the Phantom Express on his first try.
Yeah, but that was a close one. He has 1 HP to the last phase.
Yeah.
That was a close one, but he managed it off. So now it's moving to the King Dice, so... the opening was 2, 4, and 8, right? Yeah.
2, 4, and 8 are maybe the roles most of the players are going. There has been some discussion around that 6 might be a better option rather than 4, but I don't know about it. It's something that I need to test out because I've been also playing this category.
Might be true when I think about it.
Yeah, like the thing that I'm considering in it is that number 6 you can also build some EX cards easily because it's a plane level. So
a lot of parries, nuke and stuff like that. Also, the amount of dice rolls you're doing is actually the same on this route.
As
the normal. So that actually depends only if the boss are faster, because the time is the same in the dice rolls.
one thing about those fights is if you have like health pattern that you have health on 4 rather than 6, then you might have like a decision to make if you want to take that extra health to play more risky. Then it might be safer to pick the one that has health on it.
So they should actually go for the 6, which is the whole skeleton, and that was a really hard fight on the Legacy because the bullets were blocked by the presence. So most of the hits didn't hit, but on the current spots he got changed, and he changed from one of the hardest bosses to one of the easiest actually, because the present don't block the bullets anymore, and it was much faster fight than it was before. But if the chat is correct, it seems like the skeleton horse is like 4 or 5 seconds slower. Thank you, Wolf.
Okay. By the way, TwoCPlus got on a pretty impressive time on Phantom Express. He was exactly 1 minute and 30 seconds. Jason fighting the 8 ball and 2C starting the entire King Dash fight here.
Also, RNG is not on the side of TwoCPlus. He don't get any hurts, and Jason got 1 on his way. That's why he is on 4 HP.
Yeah.
But luckily 3 HP is good enough to make it through. Let's hope TwoCPlus gonna manage. King Dash is not the hardest boss if you know what to do, but sometimes he can mess you up. Sometimes you can do a mistake. Sometimes you can roll start over like some runners from time to time, so yeah, be careful about that. Jason got the King Dice.
Sometimes when you are nervous, the dice rolls tend to be, well, kinda awkward to do. When you know that if you roll the wrong number, it's gonna be over. Yeah, both of these players are doing pretty good job on the fight. No misrolls or anything. For Jason at least, he still has to fight the roll the dice a couple more times here. Jason is done with his race here.
You're not fighting with the devil for a second, so I was like, why people saying GG? I checked the Jason screen. Oh, right. The best commentator ever, guys. So yeah, GG for Jason, he finished the race, but we're not sure if he's the winner because you know, TwoCPlus has longer load times, so we need to wait for the end to actually know.
It's going to be quite a even race, I think. Not completely sure. We will have to see.
For sure, that's gonna be a close one.
Both players got 1 death, I believe. So, considering that, it's pretty even.
Not sure about the Jason death, but the TwoCPlus death was really punishing because that was at the end of the fight. Also, he played really safe to not die, so he lost a lot of time here. Not sure how much time Jason lost.
Jason also died in the end of the rumor fight, so it's not as bad as 2C's death, but definitely a punishing one. 2C only needs to fight the King Dice himself, and then he only has the dialogues to deal with.
Also, he needs to beat up the score screen.
Yeah. Now we have... Okay, let's not reveal the loadless times yet, I think. Let's reveal them when both runners are done.
Yeah. Chat already want to spoil it a little bit, but come on guys, don't destroy the fun. So, TwoCPlus make it. He beat the King Dice with 2 minutes and 26 seconds. I believe Jason got 2 minutes and 24 seconds. If I'm not wrong, that was 2 second difference.
2 second difference, exactly. And then 2C walks to the devil and accepts the deal.
Right, so
There he
GG
goes.
2C+, and now I guess we can
There
spoil
he
the
castle.
score. So Jason timeless load was 34 seconds and seconds, yeah, my god, 34 minutes and 19 seconds, and 2C+ was 34 minutes and 29 seconds. So Jason won by 10 seconds. My god, that race was really close.
That was an intense race.
Bunch of good fights and bunch of mistakes by both runners. So yeah, that's really close.
So, are we having another match after this
I'm
one?
actually not sure.
Does anyone know? I'm gonna ask Dino or someone. Okay, so this was the last matchup for today. So for the next race, for this best of 3 series here, 2C+ is going to be picking the category for that one because he lost this first matchup. So it will be pretty interesting to see what 2C is going to choose. If I would have to guess, he will go for something like some current patch runs, maybe one guns or something like that.
Knowing 2C+, he's probably gonna do one of two things. One, try to counter the Jason and find the category he might have actually a problem with, which is gonna be hard to know. Jason is a really good player. Or try to pick an interesting category to make a show on the stream. So yeah, I guess we're gonna wait for it, right?
Yeah.
But that's gonna be for the next time. I don't think anyone gonna join for the interview.
Yeah, probably not.
So yeah, I guess we can end it up here. I'm just gonna ask runners really quickly on Discord.
Yeah, go ahead.
So in the meantime, Multi-Luigi 100, I don't know the guy, and Velisho TV didn't play so far. 2C+ and Jason, there was a one match with Jason won. SBDWolf and Justin, so today was the matches and Wolf won. And Kaleva versus Island, you won, right, Kaleva? You won one race.
Yeah, I did.
Am I wrong?
We are having the second race tomorrow, actually, at it was something like 10 a.m. EDT, and that will be our second matchup.
So I see 2C+ joined the commentary session. Hello 2C+.
Hello, Lucy.
Hello, everyone. Sorry, let me close this.
So man, that was a really close race, not gonna lie.
Yeah, from loadless times, we were 10 seconds apart. Jason won by 10 seconds.
Yeah, man, I feel bad for that one death. It was so sad to watch. You were trying to play extremely safe, I gotta say. So
Like,
yeah,
I was minus 51 PV pace at that moment.
Yeah, I believe Justin said that's actually was a world record pace. So that's an insane run to that point.
Like, I don't know about that, but I had 9 golds in a row.
yeah, it was intense. I checked it.
I don't know. It's just like a combination of bad RNG and me messing up because I played way too safe, as Kaleva said. But yeah, like Jason had a good run as well because he only had one death, I believe, right?
Yeah, he died on Honey Bottom. Sadly, I missed that by some reasons, but let's not talk about that. But yeah, he died too. So that was one death for each player, so that's the reason why this race was really close. I actually enjoyed that one. Also the category, great choice, the low percent. Just starting the game, moving on and beat almost all the bosses.
Like, I want to be honest with you, Jason is on fire. He's like, I believe one of the top 3 runners at this point in Cuphead. So we had ban phase, so I banned everything that included multiple guns. So I tried to restrain Jason into like one gun so that, you know, it will be somewhat of a challenge, I guess. And yeah, it was really close, I think.
Definitely was.
Yeah.
So do you already planning to choose the next category or not just yet?
Yeah. I don't know if I should say it now. I guess I might as well. It's gonna be, well, guess what? One gun again, but roundabout this time.
Okay, I kinda guessed that. It's really strong category for you.
Yeah, I mean, I feel comfortable with roundabout, and at the same time, as I said earlier, Jason is extremely good right now, Cuphead. So trying to give him enough tools to shine, like, you know, other categories you have weapon swap or charge spread or whetstone in some running guns. I feel like, you know, restraining Jason's like good runs into like one gun will be interesting. Yeah. That's it. I believe we have 2 races tomorrow. I'm gonna race Jason on that, and then.
Okay, so yeah, we actually will be having 2 one-gun roundabout races tomorrow then.
Oh yeah,
Because
oh yeah.
me and Island Walk are going to be racing at, I think it was 10 a.m. EDT.
Yeah, for European folks, it's gonna be 4:30 p.m. So the Kaleba versus Island Walk. I think we're gonna do like 11:30 or something like that. We'll see. Maybe we might delay it if your matches go to race 3.
Yeah.
So thank you for watching, by the way. For the viewers, thank you for the doing commentary, guys. Kaleba, like you've done commentary for 3 races now. That's insane.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun doing commentary after a while, to be fair.
So yeah, I gotta go now. See you guys.
Yeah, see you
guys.
guys.
See you on the next races.
Yeah. Thanks to Mr. Dino for hosting the races, and thanks to commentators and all the viewers, and I'm gonna be heading off as well. See ya.